Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead for them and their companies. And in each episode, we uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today, we are thrilled to have Samantha Melting, the president and co-owner of Mayfield Consulting. Samantha brings a fascinating mix of expertise in banking, marketing, and transformational growth strategies, over 30 years of experience leading multi-billion-dollar businesses at companies like Synchrony and Bank of America, and a passion for helping small and mid-sized businesses achieve sustainable growth. Based in Waxhaw, North Carolina, Mayfield Consulting, originally founded in 1987 and acquired by Samantha and her partner in 2024, is revolutionizing how companies amplify their strategies and attract opportunities through practical consulting in areas like marketing, branding, operations, and acquisitions. We'll be exploring her acquisition story, how her business empowers clients in the consulting space, and her vision for scaling this impact-driven venture. So with that being said, let's dive right into it. Samantha, welcome to Founders Future.
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure and an honor. I mean, an incredible background that you have. So truly looking forward to the conversation. Absolutely. So if we could start, Samantha, at the top for our listeners here. What specific problem in the business consulting landscape really inspired you to acquire and be the president of Mayfield Consulting?
So I like to describe myself as I'm part strategist, I'm part fixer, and I'm part cheerleader for small and mid-sized businesses, for people and communities. And you mentioned my 30 years career across a variety of different companies, primarily in financial services and in executive leadership roles. And one thing that always nagged at me when I was in those roles is that it was sometimes very difficult to actually feel the impact that the work I was doing was having on companies and people and communities. And so I went through a very transformational change in my life, and my business partner, Brian, did as well. And it was through that personal change that we both found ourselves in the same place where we really wanted to spend our time on work that really mattered. And so that's really what led us on this journey, that we wanted to work with small and medium-sized businesses that needed the expertise that we had earned and developed over the course of our career, and they couldn't afford to hire a consultant to do that, or they couldn't hire the type of skill set that the talent that they would need to have on their teams. And so it just really opened up this door for us to be able to go in and bring that experience to those kinds of businesses.
Absolutely incredible. So with that, I would definitely love to get into what we're doing here at Mayfield Consulting and how you're generating revenue today, especially for our listeners who, once this airs, could very well want to come in and work with you guys for what you're offering. So walk us through the core offer. I know you have some tailored strategies, some market research. What are the core offerings here? And I know that your ideal client seems to be small and medium businesses that you're working. So if you could break through your core offerings, that'd be great.
Sure. So we help businesses grow sales. We help them communicate their value, and then we help them stand out from the competition, at its very high level. And we like to say that we do two things really well. We help businesses fix brand and marketing that's not connecting. And in some cases, some of our customers, our clients, aren't doing any marketing at all. And then we also help buyers and sellers get clarity before and after a deal. So, and this was an area that's our core offering today that was really surprising for us. We knew that we loved helping businesses with marketing and branding. And because Brian and I have this experience running large businesses, that it's not just marketing and branding, it's everything else that is connected to marketing and branding, like sales. And what does your website look like? And how are you engaging with clients across the board, across all channels? Do you know who your target customer is? But then we also got involved in the whole world of searchers and investors, of people who want to buy businesses. And the company that we bought had a legacy of not only doing marketing and branding, but also helping the searchers and the investors with key pieces of information that they would need during due diligence. And a lot of it was around like market research. Like I'm thinking about buying a company, but I don't really know a whole lot about what market they're in and who
Mm.
their competitors are. And I'd like you to survey their customers so I get a feel for, do they like the business? Who else would they use if it wasn't them? Or just, really help those buyers and be very informed about whether or not they want to move forward in buying a business. And also for sellers who maybe they've owned a business for a number of years and now they are looking to sell their business, we can help them make their business look attractive and really be operationally sound and ready for a seller to come in and buy it. And that's been such a really interesting space for us. It has also led to helping those buyers after they've made the acquisition to then scale that business after they've bought it. And sometimes it is they need marketing and branding or they need operational tool support. And so it's been a really really exciting area for us to dive into and to make it a part of our core business.
Amazing. So, I mean, with that there, Samantha, I mean, walk us through a bit of what do you see your clients really being attracted most towards on your offerings? It sounds like consulting is that big piece there. So, I mean, with that, what do you see that main offering being right now for your clients, and how are you approaching the idea of scale? Because it sounds like your offer is very, customizable with all of your clients, which
Mhm.
can tend to take a bit more time. So, how are you approaching the idea of scaling the company with the customizable approach that you're taking?
Yeah, that's a really great question. And so, let me before I answer that, let me step back and tell you one thing that makes us different because it will help answer this question. So, one thing that makes our business different than other types of consulting businesses, and typically when you go into a business environment and you're talking about consultants, oftentimes people are thinking about really big consulting firms. And what makes us different is that we are, smaller, we are boutique, but we are consultants who have actually done these jobs before. So when I'm interacting with a CEO or a CMO or a VP of sales, I've done those types of jobs, and my business partner Brian has done those jobs. So we know what it takes to
Mm.
actually execute. And so many of our clients, they're looking for us to come in and act in those roles in many situations. And so it's not only tell me what needs to be done, but then actually do it. And so we do a lot of execution for our clients. Like for many of our clients, it's, hey, we want a social media strategy or we want a full, robust multi-channel marketing strategy. And our team is actually developed, like for social, we are building all of the content, we're posting it and scheduling it and measuring the performance of that and being able to share that performance of what works and what doesn't work. And so that's something that our clients want from us. When we talk about the what we call the searcher and the investor space, right? Those who are looking to buy a business, for them, they really are looking for expertise on tell us what this business looks like. And then give us your insights. Like, are there red flags that I need to be aware of? And so that's typically what they're looking for is a report out of give me the data, summarize it for me, and tell me what the red flags are and what the strengths and weaknesses are.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. So also not only on that consulting arm, but really more of a marketing agency as well as a
Yes.
full blown circle there. So I mean, incredible what you're bringing to the table. So I mean, walk us through, Samantha, is it just you and your business partner right now? Are you guys doing founder led sales, or do you have a sales team and marketing team and a team behind you to really push all this forward for your clients? What does that sales process look like?
So, we're small business. We are very hands-on, Brian and I. We divided and conquered based on what I love doing and what I'm good at versus what he loves doing and he's good at. And we do have a team. So, sort of how we have divided at the top is I am very much the creative force of our company and the marketing and the branding expert. Brian is very much the operational expert. And so he serves in that COO role for our company. And I'm doing marketing and branding and doing a lot of the relationship management of our clients and developing the strategies for our clients. Behind us, we have a full time employee who does a lot of different tasks for us. And then we have host or a bench of experts that we bring in based on specific projects. So I have technical people who build websites. I have website designers. I have award-winning writers who write blogs and case studies for certain clients, depending on what they need. And I have experts in social and digital marketing. Brian and I do a lot of that ourselves, but of course we can't do it all. And so we do bring in experts to help us. And at this point, we have three full-time people who are helping us with all of our client work.
Incredible. Incredible. So on that front, I mean, what are the plans for expanding the sales side of things and the sales team or systematizing sales to enable growth beyond, the founder capacity there?
Yeah, so when we acquired the business, one of the first things that we had to do was very foundational.
Mhm.
And it was we kept the original company's name, Mayfield Consulting, because it did have a legacy over 37 years. And a lot of our sales are coming from referrals. And so we wanted to keep that name, but we also wanted to add our voice and really have it reflect where we wanted to take this business. And so we've been spending time on the sort of rebranding of what Mayfield Consulting is. And not only that, but also the foundational, like the processes. So building a pricing model and building templates and processes for how we approach work and creating all kinds of automation in the work that we're doing so that it could be repeatable and easier to execute just by adding in a new client and adding in their brand package, their colors and their logos, and making sure that the strategy is aligned to what their goals are. But creating that foundation was really critical. And so we didn't tell anybody that we even purchased this company for at least the first 5 months because we needed to go inward and like make sure we were ready.
Yes.
And which was good. It was smart. And it's funny because we've learned some things since we've done that we now are like, I think we need to go back and change a little bit about our core offering because one of the things that happened to us, and I know happens to a lot of founders, is we stepped back and said, oh, we have all this expertise. We can do all these things. And so we went out with we cast our net really wide.
Yes.
And now we're like, I think we need to be a little bit more niche and
Yes.
narrow the focus of we can do all those other things, but what are at the end of the day, what is it that people really need from us? And how can we help solve their problems? And so scaling for us has actually been, we've had to pull back a little bit to get the branding right and to get the core offering right, but then also create the foundation to be able to automate and move quickly.
Amazing. So on that front, I mean, I know you mentioned a little bit about the acquisition side. You said a lot of referrals are coming in, obviously, from
Yeah.
the Mayfield name. What other avenues and channels are you taking advantage of right now, Samantha, that you are bringing
Mhm.
in leads with this, rebrand and what you're bringing to the table and the quality of work that you're providing? Are you using ads right now, social media? What channels have been most effective for you from a more predictable lead generation system?
So, one way that we are growing is actually with the existing client base. So, with the company, we had some existing clients, and now that we had this new offering and these new skill sets and capabilities that we brought to the company, then we were very transparent with our clients that this is what we now bring to the table and we'd love to earn your business. And so we've been able to take one customer that just wanted content marketing on social media and expand it to a full marketing plan, a website rebuild, and a whole sales process redesign. And so uh, and that's any business would say it's really that's gold, right? Going after your existing clients to grow your business. So we've been doing that. But the other way that we're marketing, and we're starting to spend a lot more time now marketing externally, is LinkedIn is a big channel for us.
Mhm.
And leveraging the tools that are available in LinkedIn, like listening and using groups and just being much more thoughtful and diligent about being present in LinkedIn and sharing expertise and our ideas and the problems that we solve or can solve. So that's been a real big one for me where I'm spending a lot of time lately. And then the other is in email marketing. So We do have a really great, strong base of past customers, prospects, existing customers that we can market to through email. And so we're starting to do that as well. The one area that we haven't spent enough time doing that is now becoming a bigger focus for Brian and I is more of the networking and going to networking events and to trade shows and things
Yes.
like that. One of the things I didn't mention earlier is that we have a variety of different industries that we serve today, but a lot of what we do today is in manufacturing. So you've
Mm,
got two people, me and Brian, who came from financial services, and we have manufacturing clients, and it's been so shocking at how transferable our leadership skills have been, and transferable to a different industry, and it's been so fun and rewarding for us. But we do a lot of work now in the manufacturing space, and so for us, it's okay. Who are the types of industries and customers that we want to do business with, or we want to help, and where are they? How do we
mm.
connect with them? In June, we started going to some trade shows and looking for our meeting, hoping to meet more businesses that could use our help. And so this is so the short answer to this is we're doing some of that today, and we need to do so much more. Now that we've established our foundation and our core offering, now it's time to go out and let everybody know what we do.
I love that. So, I mean, with that being said, what are you thinking about on some of the bottlenecks right now, whether that be the predictability on the lead generation, adding some salespeople into the mix? What is on that front that you're thinking about that you need to break through to continue that success?
Yeah, I would say, the biggest bottleneck for us is getting into the right, rooms, virtual rooms, so to speak, where the small and medium-sized businesses are that need our type of services, and really just getting our name out there. I mean, we're getting, steady project-based work through our referrals, and we're able to grow with some of our existing clients, which has been really wonderful. But we'd really like to tap into more of the longer term work, more of like the recurring revenue type work. And so that's been the bottleneck for us. And I know that to overcome that, it really is about focusing more on the marketing and the brand of the business. And so right now, we're able to manage this, but I do see in the very short term, we're going to need to have somebody that's focused on sales for the business.
Love that. So, I mean, with that there, I can't believe the time is flying on us here. I'd love to take us into the lightning round here. So, just a couple more questions before we wrap it up here, Samantha. And the first is going to be on a tool or resource side, whether it's a Six Sigma insight, a marketing strategy,
Yeah.
an AI tool. What's been the biggest game changer for Mayfield Consulting thus far?
Oh, I don't even have to think about this one. It's been AI.
Yeah.
So before acquiring this business, I had never used anything that was AI, like true AI.
Mm.
And uh, Brian had taken a class on ChatGPT. I had taken
Yes.
several classes, and he's like, "You need to tap into this." I'm like, "Why would I use this? Like, I'm just not sure about this." I took the class, and it is amazing how much it has transformed our business. We leverage it to do things like automate certain tasks. We have a business version, and so we have rules and we have roles, and it helps edit documents and automate certain tasks. And it's been amazing because it helps us be so much more efficient, and we can write faster and review documents faster. And so in fact, it has been so instrumental in a lot of the work that we do that we've actually nicknamed it Cece for Chatty Cathy and call it like our next employee.
Love it. I absolutely love that. Last, but certainly not least here, Samantha, what is the best piece of advice that you can offer to our listeners tuning in? Just heard your incredible journey and everything that you're going to do with Mayfield Consulting. What can you leave them with before we wrap it up to?
So I can't just give you one, I got to give you two.
Yeah.
The first is when you are trying to promote your business or yourself, do not focus on what you are good at. Focus on what are the problems that you solve for the clients that you want. Turn it
Mm.
into, think about it from their perspective. So it's about them and not really about you. And then the other is you've got to create your niche. I was so afraid of scaling back, and it took me some time to get there. And now I'm a true believer in find your niche so people, when they see your website, they see your name, they see your brand, they know what you do. Instead of that's a whole lot of stuff, I'm not really sure, but now it's very clear this is what they do. And so that has been a real game changer for us and the advice that I would give.
Love it. I love that. Well, with that right there, that is going to wrap up another inspiring episode of Founders Future. And Samantha, truly cannot thank you enough for coming on the show, sharing your incredible journey and your insights with myself and the listeners. I mean, the drive, the passion, the intelligence, it's clear as day that you're going to do some incredible things with Mayfield Consulting. So truly appreciate the conversation today, Samantha. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed this episode, which I know so many of you have, don't forget to subscribe to Founders Future wherever you get your favorite podcasts. And also check out Mayfield Consulting at mayfieldconsulting.com for their consulting services. And follow Samantha on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/in/Samantha Melting. And for more resources and insights, you can visit us here at closers.io, where we are dedicated to helping businesses accelerate their growth. Until then, keep climbing, and we will see you on the next one.